Thank you once again for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, at the Phantom Tollbooth Cornerstone 2008 press tent. Joining us right now is Nebbia. From left to right, please identify yourselves and tell us what role you play, if any, in the group.
I'm Tim, I play drums. I'm Josh, and I play bass.
I'm Nebbia. I play violin, mandolin, and piano. I do some arranging with that.
I'm Nebbia, and I do this songwriting, singing, and playing guitar, as well as general goofiness.
Tell us how you guys got your start, a little bit about yourselves. What would you refer to the style of music that you play?
We consider ourselves like an alternative folk group. We are folk music, but we've got a little bit more of an edge than pretty standard folk. We got our start in kind of a really gradual way. I mean, I still think we are starting. So. But Kara, my sister-in-law, and I met years ago, and we were both classically trained musicians, kind of looking for a little bit more inspiration. And so, we went from, playing and singing Mozart and Brahms and all of the classical greats to investigating our folk roots. And so that's how we became friends. And then I pulled her arm and made her marry my brother. So that was convenient.
Band security. It always works.
Yeah, band security. Can't leave now. And Josh and Tim, we've known for a little while, and they're just excellent young musicians. And they really gelled with what we were doing as far as our writing and our arranging the Flint. So.
Tell us a little bit about your history. What prompted you to do what you're doing?
Well, I think any musician is going to tell you that, the thing that prompts you to do what you do is this kind of inexplicable motivation. So it's hard for me to even put a finger on why. You just find yourself waking up in the morning and wanting to play music, and you find yourself sort of canceling meetings with friends or any sort of social engagement because you just want to sit and write music, and it's so therapeutic, or at least that's how it is for me. I think the other band members are a little bit more social friendly, so they tend to do things instead of just want to write music. But I personally am doing this because there's not really anything else I can do. It's this sort of irresistible phenomena for me. I've tried to avoid it most of my life, and I think now I'm just beginning to embrace it. So, Kara, do you?
I think in a lot of ways that's how we started, with that inexplicable. But now we have some other things that we are working towards. I think one thing that Val does really well is summarize the gospel without directly saying it. She uses the English language to really communicate with people through word pictures and through music, and I think that's really something that we try to do well. We don't always do it, but that's what we try to do. And we try to use the training, the classical training, and then the improvisational training that we've had to make something that we would consider excellence. It is not always easy. We tried to write a song in 5/8, and it took us a little while to get that down.
A month to learn our own song, which was really so encouraging. I think, yeah, that's great.
I hope that answers your question.
Very well, in fact. Do the two of you handle most of the songwriting responsibilities then? Do you have any assistance at all?
Val is our sole writer right now, and she's really great, a songwriter, and she comes to the rest of us after she's got something, and most of the time it doesn't really need tweaking. All it needs is some arranging. Every once in a while we'll get together, and we have written one together, but she does most of it.
But adding to that, I'll bring the band a song, and they'll add so much, in my opinion. I mean, I think that we all take part in the songwriting because, the song really comes to life. It's really, birth really happens for the song when the whole band comes together. And, I kind of let go of what I wrote originally, and it kind of, goes into this weird hibernation rehearsal cocoon and then comes out as this really great, fun sort of piece, and I think all of these musicians contribute to that. So as much as I'm coming up with ideas for the song, I think we're all really a part of what happens to them in the end. So,
Guys, what's it like working with Val? Neither one of them wants to do this.
I've only been playing with the band for about a month and a half or 2 months, and it's just a real incredible opportunity to play with an amazing musician like Val and Care as well. I mean, I just feel really blessed that God has brought me into their lives.
It's always fun. We always have a good time. Experiment a lot. Yeah.
Not going any further than that. You have a song to share with us. What's the title?
The title of the song is Joseph, and it was, if you don't mind, I'll explain it.
Please do.
Care mentioned that we kind of try to write songs that are about the gospel and about the story of Jesus, but in a way that kind of in a language that's more accessible, I think, to the broader humanity. And the story of Joseph, not Joseph the dreamer with the many-colored coat, but rather the Joseph, the surrogate father of Jesus, is not one that's often told. I mean, when Christmas comes around, you hear stories about Mary, and you hear stories about baby Jesus, and wise men, and shepherds.
And Frosty.
And Frosty, and Santa Claus. Could really use a Frosty right now, actually. You never really hear songs about this guy, Joseph, who had to do the most amount of trusting possible. I mean, here's this guy who's supposed to believe that his girlfriend is not pregnant by some dude, but rather by the creator of the universe, who's actually sending his son through her to save humanity. I mean, it's really unbelievable, and just this phenomenal story that I think we can all identify with. I mean, how many times have we had to trust in someone and believe that miracles are possible? And so Joseph is inspiring to me, and that's what this song is about.
Ladies and gentlemen, Val Nebbia, Joseph.
Lances we share have tied our beating hearts. The bonds of love that were formed in the dark, unbelievable to be. That you in my arms was miracle enough for me. How can you ask me? How can I?
the story in advance as well. Where can people find out about your music?
We're officially called the Nebbia Band, subject to change, I suppose. We leave all our creativity for music, so we couldn't come up with a good one. Anyway, our website is nebbiaband.com, so Nebbia, Nebbia, it's Italian. And anyway, so go to nebbiaband.com. You can also visit us on MySpace or Facebook, or you can just hike out to Maryland and see if you can find us playing somewhere. Any of our stuff is going to be found in there. You can find songs, and we have a new album coming out in the fall.
What's the title of the album?
It's called Comet Child. It's about, it's kind of loosely about fear and how we sort of approach that and what it keeps us from in life, and which is very appropriate, I think, for our first album collectively together.
So if you're ever in the Baltimore area, look for venues.
There you go.
Yeah, look for venues where Val Nebbia is playing. Certainly enjoyed the song. Looking forward to hearing the album. I'll be checking you out on MySpace and Facebook, and nebbiaband.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Val Nebbia and the band.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
This can also be heard at a later time if you're interested at tollbooth.org.